My name's Paige Callahan. I blog part-time. I started blogging because I was really interested in writing and kind of like telling my stories, I guess. I was just really interested in writing and that whole aspect of like that part of media, how people can make a job out of that. I started writing my blog with like fashion and lifestyle sorts of things. Most of it was like me showing my outfits of the day because when I started my blog, I was wearing like crazy stuff that most people around here didn't like to wear or weren't really a fan of. So I was like, well, I'm gonna show people what I like to do. What makeup I was wearing, what makeup I was buying, what clothes I put on that day, stuff like that. But since then I've transitioned into things that aren't so trivial. I found that to be like pretty, I don't know, a closed market. Like there were only certain types of people that would want to read about that stuff. I think I was just tired of the trivial aspect of people wanting to know what I wore, because in the end, like, what is that doing for everybody? Like, yeah, it's cool to see somebody that wears something totally different than you, but what impact was I making on people? There wasn't any lasting impact. There wasn't any purpose or real meaning behind what I was doing. Not saying that that's not possible in fashion and lifestyle blogging, but I just didn't find that it fit with what I wanted to accomplish. Since my transition into not doing the whole fashion thing, first, when I decided to make the transition, I decided after this post that I wrote that was about my childhood and about how I was molested my whole childhood and then raped in my teen years, and how nobody wanted to hear that. Everyone wanted to shut it down, like, oh no, that didn't happen, or oh no, you don't need to talk about that. But those are things that people need to hear about and know that they're not alone and those things happen in the world. And after I wrote that post, I realized, like, that's why I write. Like, that's what I'm here to do, is to get stories to people and to tell other people's stories and help them feel not alone, or just to like expose the ugly, I guess, because nobody likes to hear about the ugly. But I started asking people like, hey, I'm making this transition. What do you want to see me write about? And are you okay with me switching up what I'm doing now? And everyone was like, yes, like, this is you, that's what you're supposed to do, that's perfect. So recently I put up a poll on Facebook, like, would you guys rather see me talk about my wedding advice since I'm getting married and like how all that's playing out, or would you like to see me talk about deaths at Disneyland? There was like 2 people that voted for wedding advice. Everyone was like, let's talk about the dirty stuff, let's get down to the ugly. The one that I'm working on right now is about the Disneyland or Disney World deaths. And I'm pretty excited about that, not only because a lot of people requested it, but because it is just crazy. It's like absolutely nuts. Disney likes to cover their tracks. They don't like that stuff on there. Like, they don't want people to know that a lot of people have died in Disneyland. So yeah, that's one that I'm really excited about doing. Another one I'm really hoping to get done, but it's going to be incredibly hard in blog formation, is talk about the Johnny Gosch case. That was in the 80s. He was a newspaper boy that went missing, and a whole bunch of other newspaper boys went missing on top of that, and the police force there like tries to cover it up. And like I said, I like to expose the ugly, the things people don't want to talk about. So my website, where you can find all my posts and everything, is locatinglifestyle.com. But I'm super active on my Instagram, which is Locating Lifestyle, and then you can find me on Facebook. I have a page for Locating Lifestyle, but I don't use that as much as my regular Facebook, just at Paige Callahan. That's where I ask a lot of questions about what my readers want to see and do things like that on there.